Are you over 40 and wondering if it's too late to start a YouTube channel? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not, and I'm going to show you how and share some of my experiences. If you want to learn more, keep watching. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of backstory, I've been doing YouTube since 2012, and the reason why I started YouTube was to support my hair care business. Basically what I do is I sell beauty supplies, professional supplies to salons and stylists. And I started my YouTube channel because I needed a place to house my education videos, my product reviews, hair shows, hair classes, things like that. And what I would do is I would put them on YouTube and then share the links to my customers whenever I had new products or education on the products that I'm selling. And so I did that for many years. And the last, I say, few years, I was basically the guy behind the camera. You hardly ever saw me in front of the camera. And so it was easy for me to do. I mean, I basically just filmed others and I posted them. But where the challenge was is I realized, that people are not really learning much about me and what I have to offer. So when the whole social media revolution started, like when we started doing a lot of Instagram and TikToks, and I didn't get in on that early. I got it on kind of late. But one of my social media influencer friends that actually works with Color Wow, Mr. Giles Robinson, or as he's known on Instagram, he encouraged me to start doing TikToks and Instagram. And like I said, it was a little late at the time, but we were working together years before that when I would film him doing demos in the salons utilizing the products that started to become very viral, like Color Wow's Dream Coat. And so that's where it all started. But it was all about him being in the video and me behind the scenes. So I did all the editing, I did all the production, and I posted on my YouTube channel, and some of those videos that he did actually went viral. And so that's what caused my channel to kind of explode. So, and those were all pretty much shorts, like I'm talking 7 minutes to probably, not 7 minutes, 7 seconds to maybe 30 seconds, and no more than 60 seconds, because that's what you had to do in order to be classified as a short. But that wasn't really a great strategy. I mean, it helped, get Color Wow's information out there and promote them, but it didn't really do a lot for me. So when I realized that, I was approaching, my 60s and over 60. So currently I'm 63 years old, and I decided that I'm going to make a shift in my YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll have most of my subscribers switching over, because it is going to be about not about hair care videos, because I will still do some videos because I'm still working even though I'm over 60. And I plan on working for as long as I can, as long as it makes sense. The industry is changing quite a bit, so I don't know where it's going to take me, but rather than just promote my hair care brands, I am going to focus on how to help people, other people like myself that are over 40. I'm going to start there, over 40 people, because the earlier you get started, the better. But I want to help people over 40 start and create their YouTube channels and help them learn how to make money doing that. Now, to be totally transparent, I'm not so far into the making money part of it yet, because like I said, most of it was actually to support my offline business, and I did make money doing that. But what I'm going to be focused on is how to make money online, doing YouTube, and using YouTube as the platform to help us grow our business. So if you want to learn more about how to do that, you need to follow along with me and come along with me on the journey. But you're probably asking yourself, well, why do I need to start a YouTube channel? Well, you may not need to, or you may not want to. But let me give you some reasons why I think you should really consider it. Well, for one, it's the fastest growing platform out there, and it has the, you know, it has the most ability to make money compared to all the other platforms. I believe that more and more people, especially people our age, they're not so crazy about the quick videos that are on TikTok and Instagram and other platforms. I personally prefer listening to somebody or watching videos that are longer, that actually dive deep into what they're teaching me or what I want to learn about. I don't like all, and I don't really like all these really heavily edited videos, these highly produced videos that just jump from one cut to the other. Most of the videos that you see from me are going to be simple. And this is what I'm going to really teach you to do. You don't need to make it overly complicated. This could be a very simple process. And I know in the very beginning, until you get going doing it, you'll think it's overwhelming. But it really isn't. I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to start making shorter videos that will take you from step one through all the steps, and to make it simple so that I'm not going to cram too much in one video to make it seem overwhelming. And you just got to understand, this is a long-term thing. You're not going to get overnight success, or you may. You may be one of those people that just have the personality, and who knows, the algorithm may see your videos and you just may take off. You may outgrow my pace with my channel, and I hope that it does. But you just got to understand, there's a certain process that you need to take and certain things you need to do. But again, back to why you should do it. If you're like me and you're getting to that stage where, you're at a stage or a point in your career where you could retire, but you don't really want to give up just doing nothing. Working at a regular job. You may enjoy working, or you may be to the point where you're tired of working for a company and you just feel like, maybe like you're at the end of your road and it may be time to retire and you don't want to. Well, there's more to life than just working for one particular company. They always say kind of like have multiple streams of income. At least that's what the experts say. I believe you can't stretch yourself too thin, but if you can somehow work in doing YouTube on the side and building a nice little side income, or side hustle is what they call it, I think it would be worthwhile. And if you're a younger person watching this also applies to you. So the earlier you get started, the better. But one thing I will tell you, it's not as hard as it seems. And if you feel like, well, I'm uncomfortable talking to a camera, or I'm uncomfortable in front of a camera, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to say it, I feel like I fumbled my words. I did in the very beginning. And if you don't know much about me, I grew up as an introvert. In fact, I didn't even go to my high school prom or anything like that because I just kept to myself. I kept my head in the books, even though I wasn't a particularly bright person. That's what I did to avoid talking to people. So here I am, years later, decades later, I'm talking to a camera. I've now got my face on YouTube, on social media. And I will tell you, being in sales, which was an unlikely career for me, I actually got better and better at talking to people because you just have to put in the reps. You have to put in the time talking to people or to the camera. And I guarantee you, just about everybody that starts YouTube or starts social media, you think they're, like instant successes. Well, I would almost be willing to bet a paycheck that most of those people were not instant successes. And most of them, when they'll honestly tell you, they started off in their videos in the early days were terrible. Like, usually they're going to be bad for probably the first 100. They say if you don't really stick it out, you're not going to make it, because a lot of times it takes time for the YouTube algorithm to figure out what you're about. So basically, you just have to figure out what you want to do, what you want your YouTube channel to be about. And it doesn't have to be about work. It doesn't have to be about anything that you've done all your life. But I'll tell you, the other reason you want to start a YouTube channel is that doing this is going to help make you better in whatever job you're doing, whether it's sales or any other kind of management position, or even, if you're a blue collar worker. It's going to help everything. And it'll also help if this is meant to support your business, it will definitely help your business grow. Because the more people see you and the more you talk about different things in your business, the more your business is going to grow. It just has to. And once you get real comfortable doing video and you get started doing it and you're consistent, you just got to make videos. And you want to try and at least do one a week. Like, don't skip. Make one a week. It gives you plenty of time to figure out what you want to do it about, do your research. And when I say research, I'm not talking about deep research. You just kind of got to get a good idea about what you want to make the video about. Is it something that people want to learn more about or listen to you about? And then you just got to figure out how to lay it out and how you want to make the video. Now, I'm making my video uncut. You probably won't be able to do that in the very beginning, but what I would suggest you do is just keep the camera rolling, just let it do its thing, and you can always cut, the parts that you want to cut out. So if you're sitting here and you're like thinking, what do I say next? I used to stop and start the camera. Don't do that, because hey, you can use some of it for funny B-rolls at the end, or I would just keep it in there because it's just easier to edit later instead of having to try to stitch all of these videos together at the very end when you're editing. In editing, you just want to keep it simple. And again, I will go through all of that in future videos and keep it simple. And I'll show you some free software that you can use so you don't have to spend any money. But if you ask yourself, why would anybody listen to me? Well, and I mean me as being you, you have years and years of knowledge that the average person just doesn't know. And even if there's somebody your same age group, how do you know that they won't get value out of what you're saying? And they say you don't have to be the top expert, the number one expert, because whoever ends up watching your video, they'll see you as the expert as long as you're confident. And just tell them the truth. Tell them, the real thing. And, you could talk about any subject that you want, but I wouldn't be all over the board. Like, that's what I have been doing recently. And I think the YouTube algorithm is just like confused about what my channel is about. And one problem is I didn't want to restart a whole new channel, although experts say you probably should. I already built it up to a certain level, and I just want to see if I can shift my focus from total beauty products to helping people over 40 make money on YouTube. And so I think there's a lot of people that were following me. I'm sure they would want to do that since they're on YouTube anyway. Why not be a creator? And I do make money from AdSense already, so why would I want to give that up? So you're not going to get rich from AdSense, by the way, unless you're in one of those niches that just really pays highly, like finance, stuff like that. But just know you have something of value. And what I would recommend in the very beginning, just put in the reps. Just talk to the camera. Just talk to the camera. You don't have to post it. But I would just start posting videos. Talk about the subject that you want. Do an introductory video. Try not to say, hey, it's me. How you doing? Don't do all of that. You don't need any kind of fancy intro either. Just get right into it. You want to start with a nice hook, like I just started this video, and just talk about what you're going to offer, like, you know, what the problem is, like, and just tell them how you're going to solve it. And that's it. And just keep posting. And if you can do more than one a week, the more you can do, the better. Even if you have the time to do one a day, I would highly recommend you do that, because you're going to get better and better. And, you know, it's just like, you know, I'll give a good example. If you're going to go work out for the first time, and you've never worked out before, you know how it is when you first work out. You do a lot and then you get sore. Well, you know, the old saying goes, no pain, no gain. Well, the same is true for making videos and doing anything of any kind of importance, or you know, anything to be successful. You have to put in the reps. You have to do the thing to get you to the goal. And so with making video, you just have to keep making them. And when I started doing this talking thing, I did a lot of ums and ahs, and you know, and also what was I saying? I forget now, but you'll probably catch one in this video. But just do the reps, upload the videos, and my next video, if you want to start the step-by-step process, be sure to follow me. You know, hit the subscribe button, click the bell to make sure you get notified when I upload my next video. And my next one will be basically just getting started on how to get started with YouTube. You just want to start uploading. Don't worry about all the fancy stuff. Your first videos are going to be raw. They're going to be bad videos. It's okay. And don't worry about what you think other people might think of you. It doesn't matter. When you're at our age of the game, if you're an over 40 person, you'll know, or you'll probably start realizing, we don't really care too much about what other people think. You just do the thing, and you know, all the people that think people are worried about how they look, act, or appear on video, most people aren't thinking that. And who cares? I mean, if they have something to say about how you look on video, or how you sound, or the way you look, or whatever, those are just not nice people, and they're just they have nothing better to do than to make a comment. But I don't get that many. I don't get many of those at all, although I expect it. And when I do, when I get some crazy comment, I just leave it up there. You know, unless they're being very derogatory or nasty, I'll just take it down or block them. But like I said, I can't even remember the last time I had to do that. Some of the things you can expect in the series of how to grow your business on YouTube and how to get started is I'm going to have like quite a few tutorials, not only on how and what you should do, but it's going to be on tech, product reviews, software that I use, so on and so forth. I'm also going to have some motivation videos along the way to help you to stay motivated and stay on track on what to do. And then I'm also going to show and share my results and what I'm doing as we go along. And while you're at it, why don't you leave a comment below and let me know what your YouTube channel is going to be about, or what you think you might want to. Or if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. Just know that you can do this. And it doesn't take a lot of time to do it once you follow my simple and easy way of doing YouTube. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care. And let's get started together. Have a great day. Bye.